Alse Young, ca. 1600 May 26, 1647, of Windsor, Connecticut. Sometimes Achsah Young or Alse Young was the first recorded instance of execution for witchcraft in the 13 American colonies. Background: very little is recorded of Alse Young. Her existence is only known through her reputation as a witch. She is believed to have been the wife of John Young, who bought a small parcel of land in Windsor in 1641, sold it in 1649, and then disappeared from the town records. She had a daughter, Alse Young Beeman, who would be accused of witchcraft in nearby Springfield, Massachusetts, some 30 years later. Even though Alse Young was a woman without a son when the witchcraft accusation was lodged, her husband was still alive during her accusation. This makes it unlikely that she was accused simply for the possibility of inheriting her husband's estate in the future. Other reasons are more probable. There is no further record of Young's trial or the specifics of the charge, only that Alse Young was a woman. Early historical records indicate that an influenza epidemic took hold of New England, including the town of Windsor, Connecticut colony, in early 1647. The mortality rate that year increased dramatically and included many children. It is possible that she was blamed for these deaths. Alse Young was possibly hanged at the Meeting House Square in Hartford, Connecticut, on what is now the site of the old State House, since a jail was also on the edge of the square. A journal of then Massachusetts Bay Colony Governor John Winthrop states that one of Windsor arraigned and executed at Hartford for a witch. The second town clerk of Windsor, Matthew Grant, also confirms the execution with the May 26, 1647 diary entry: Alse Young was hanged. However, it was not until December 3, 1904, when Annie Elliott Trumbull, James Hammond Trumbull's daughter, revealed the identity of the first colonial witch-hanging victim to the public in an article in the Hartford Courant entitled "One Blank of Windsor." Efforts to acknowledge Alse Young both artistically and politically have taken place recently. Author Beth M. Caruso wrote a novel, historical fiction, based on early Windsor and the life of Alse Young entitled One of Windsor, The Untold Story of America's First Witch Hanging, published by Lady Slipper Press, October 29, 2015. The author's note details some of her research. Jason P. Krug, of the band Grimm Generation, wrote a song entitled Alse Young in October 2011. The town of Windsor, Connecticut passed a resolution clearing the names of its two witch-hanging victims, Alse Young and Lydia Gilbert, on February 6, 2017. In 1642, witchcraft became punishable by death in the Connecticut colony. This capital offense was backed by references to the King James Version of the Bible. Exodus 22:18 says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." And Leviticus 20:27 says, "A man also or woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death, they shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them." In Connecticut, witchcraft was last listed as a capital crime in 1715. The crime of witchcraft disappeared from the list of capital crimes when the laws were next issued in 1750. Other people executed for witchcraft in New England. Historian Clarence F. Jewett included a list of other people executed in New England in the Memorial History of Boston, including Suffolk County, Massachusetts. 1630–1880, Ticknor and Company, 1881. He wrote, "The following is the list of the 12 persons who were executed for witchcraft in New England before 1692, when 20 other persons were executed at Salem, whose names are well known. It is possible that the list is not complete, but I have included all of which I have any knowledge, and with such details as to names and dates as could be ascertained. 1647, woman of Windsor, Connecticut, name unknown, at Hartford. 1648, Margaret Jones, of Charlestown, at Boston. 1648 Mary Johnson, at Hartford. 1650, Henry Lake's wife, of Dorchester. http://www.news.com/long%20 before.html 1650, Mrs. Kendall, of Cambridge. 1651, Mary Parsons, of Springfield, at Boston. 1651, Goodwife Bassett, at Fairfield, Con. 1653 Goodwife Knapp, at Hartford. 1656, Anne Hibbins, at Boston. 1662, Goodman Greensmith, at Hartford. 1662 Goodwife Greensmith, at Hartford. 1688 Goody Glover, at Boston.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.